One of the most commonly quoted but misunderstood fire phenomenons is a flashover. But what is a flashover and what causes it? Alright, so a flashover. A flashover is one of the most advanced stages of a fire you can get. So let's just imagine you have a phone charger and you plug your phone charger in behind your couch over here. And you back your couch all the way up against your phone charger, so every time you sit down on your couch, it smashes against that phone charger and it frays the charger. And eventually, that phone charger fails and catches your couch on fire here, right? So your fire is going to start growing in your couch. It is a fantastic fuel source for a fire. It is made up of a whole bunch of stuff that's incredibly flammable and burns incredibly well at a very high heat release rate, which is the amount of heat being given off by a fire. Heat release rate is how much energy is being given off by a fire at any given moment. So this fire starts to spread on your couch right here, right? You're all burning, and as this fire develops, it's going to start putting smoke out towards the ceiling, right? And as this smoke goes up, it's going to go up to the ceiling and it's going to bank across. And it's going to start spreading across the ceiling like this. It'll come up here in the corner, and it'll be like a giant column of smoke right here above your couch, right? And it's going to bank across the ceiling and spread across. Now, as this fire gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it's going to start creating more and more and more smoke, right? So smoke's going to come up over here. It's going to go all the way across the ceiling. It's going to burn all the way across the ceiling. And as it fills up the entirety of your ceiling, it's going to start coming down because there's going to be more smoke. It has nowhere to go because smoke is unburned fuel. So what happens with a fire is essentially whatever the solid material is undergoes a phase change. It goes from solid to a gas because in a fire, the actual solid is not what's burning. The actual liquid is not what's burning. It is the gas. So the heat is changing the solid or liquid into a gas, and then the gases are what's burning. So all of this smoke, all of this soot is unburned fuel that didn't completely pyrolysize, right? It didn't completely undergo that phase change. It began to pyrolysize and goes up into the smoke. So as this starts to bank down, it gets even lower and lower and lower and lower as this fire gets bigger and bigger, and it starts to send radiant heat out, and it'll catch your coffee table on fire, and this coffee table, and this starts putting out smoke, and then it'll go over here to your couch, and it'll start catching that on fire. Eventually, your temperatures up here in this area are going to be upwards of 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very, very, very hot. And if you are standing in this room at this point, you will be dead. However, it is still not quite as hot, but still hot down here, but still functional. Now, as this fire continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger and consume more of your couch and more of your coffee table, and it starts to burn into this couch here, this smoke will start to descend even more. And eventually, it will become so hot in so much of this room that everything in the room will start to undergo a phase change from a solid to a gas. And if there is sufficient ventilation, so if there's at least one window usually, and it continues to bank and it doesn't get ventilated at the roof, so if there's no hole cut in the roof right here, it will continue to get hot, and this 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit will continue to drop and drop and drop. Not temperature-wise, it will get hotter, lower and lower and lower in the room. And eventually, everything in the room will start to smoke. It will start to pyrolysize. And eventually, you'll have fire that kind of goes up across the ceiling like this. Some firefighters like to call them angel fingers. I like to call it really cool. It'll start to come across, and then at some point, once the temperature in the room reaches the point and everything starts to pyrolysize, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, literally everything in the room will catch on fire at the same time. It will go floor to ceiling. The whole room will be on fire. The carpet on the floor will be on fire. Every part of the couch, television, entertainment center, literally the smoke itself will be on fire. Literally everything will burn. It doesn't explode. It doesn't do anything like that. It just, everything in the room, this smoke layer has gotten so low, all the way down here. It has gotten so low that all of this area is upwards of 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Everything is off-gassing, and then everything ignites. And if you are in this room, when this happens, regardless of what you are wearing, you are dead. 100% guaranteed. If you are in this room, when it goes full flashover, you are dead. Regardless of wearing bunker gear, it does not matter what it is. You are in this room, dead on the spot. Flashovers are distinctly different from backdrafts. Backdrafts and flashovers, two entirely different phenomenon, two entirely different causes.